Hello and welcome to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, where today I'm going to be talking about my thoughts around Halloween and COVID this year.
So the big question is this: how are parents like us, who don't have a manual, who are doing the best we can, who feel as though we aren't enough, how are we going to raise healthy, happy children who we are proud of and still keep our sanity in that process? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Ryan Roy, and welcome to I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, a podcast for parents who are being real with themselves.
Hello and welcome back to this episode of I Don't Know Jack About Parenting, and today we're going to be talking about Halloween COVID style. So first off, I've been saying this for years. The thought came to my mind. I don't know, when my son was 4 or 5 years old. I absolutely love Halloween. Some very fond memories as a child. Dressing up. One of my earliest memories is my mom always loved Halloween, and she bought this teddy bear costume for herself. The top of it. We're dating ourselves, right? Early 80s this was happening. My mom took the head of this thing, and I remember for some time her creating a paper mache internal space for it so that it was sturdy, right? And that she could fit her head in there and breathe and go out. And my mom, in our neighborhood, as kids were trick-or-treating, walked around with this big, huge bowl as a teddy bear and would hand out Halloween candy to kids. To this day, my mom is retired from Coca-Cola, but to this day, when kids come to her house, she hands out mini cans of Coke. My mom loves Halloween, so growing up, she always made a big deal of it. We always dressed up, we always did things, and but I also remember those early conversations. I grew up in a day and age where I used to go trick-or-treating in a neighborhood where I could go on my own. I don't recall my mother ever really going trick-or-treating with me. She gave me a big pillowcase and said, go out. And I would come back with a half-full pillowcase and take the time to go back out and get more candy. And I also remember never eating the candy. I just enjoyed the process of trick-or-treating. So, trick-or-treating COVID style. I see a lot of people online talking about leaving out baggies on tables at the end of their driveway or on their front steps or front porch. And I'm going to say it this way, but I don't mean it in a negative connotation. I got a problem with that. Why do I have a problem with that? Because the value that I see now as an adult, as a parent, of trick-or-treating is not the kids getting the candy. It's the kids going up to the doors of the adults, knocking, anticipating somebody with excitement. Somebody's going to open the door. And what I love about Halloween, now that I watch from afar, but something I enjoy doing when I actually answer the door on Halloween, which is seldom, is having the kids answer what they are, or acting scared, or being like, oh, you're my favorite superhero, I'm so happy you showed up. Whatever that interaction is that I get to have with those children, and hearing them talk to me and have to answer those questions, the value in talking to an adult, knowing they're getting rewarded, is where the magic lies of Halloween for me. The lessons learned, the getting out of our comfort zone to get something that we want, right? As a business owner, a salesperson, right? You have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to get a lot of no's. Kids don't get the no's. Kids in general don't really get the no's when it comes to those things, because adults are so amazing at allowing them to dream. So when a kid comes to the door and they say trick or treat, and they get a candy bar, a piece of gum, a candy, whatever it may be. And at the end of the day of knocking on doors and getting a lot of yeses, they build confidence and they feel comfortable talking to adults. Now, this is what I don't like about the baggies out or people who leave the bowl out. Like, it's not worth their time to talk to a little human being who took time to get dressed up and thought into what they were going to do. And they leave it out there, and there's no reward. There's nobody excited to see your Halloween costume. There's nobody asking you what you are. You're not being asked to explain your costume or what you are if it's a little off kilter. You just reach and you get rewarded for nothing. And today's society is rewarding our children all the time for absolutely nothing. And I think it's sad. I think it's sad that Christmas has become a bunch of presents without understanding the meaning. I think Halloween, you get a bunch of candy for going door to door, or if you really want to be that kid, right? Maybe your parents aren't around, or in my case, we have really long driveways in my neighborhood. My son could go up there and grab 15 pieces of candy and do 1/15 of the work because somebody left the bowl out. He's in high integrity. I know he doesn't do that, but it doesn't mean some other kid won't. Children are being taught that they don't have to work for anything in order to be rewarded. Quite frankly, it's frustrating for me because I think there's so many lessons to be learned and to be had. So COVID style, one of the things I absolutely love that is happening is for those who are the traditionalists, those are the ones who are going to do this Halloween thing no matter what. They're building social distancing pipes to hand out candy, right? They put it in this PVC pipe and shoot it down to the kids' bag or pail or whatever they're carrying, their jack-o'-lantern. And kids are having an opportunity to still receive in a fun way. Some people are getting together in their quarantine social circles and throwing mini parties. Or maybe those people putting things out on the table at a distance, maybe for their own safety, are thinking, hey, we'll yell from the streets. I don't know what. But there's so many lessons in the things that people created. I don't know how long Halloween's been around, 100 years ago. And it evolved into something. And maybe I'm just being an old fart when I think of these things. Like, guys, I don't know jack about parenting. I sure as heck don't know jack about Halloween. But I feel like, that old man who's like, Sonny, there's a lesson to be learned in this and you're missing it. Yeah, I am. Because I want my son, my children, both of my sons, all of their friends to experience community. Leaving a bowl out or leaving a table out with goodies is not the lesson I want to learn. Hey, just go out on a certain day and get everything you want for free. Oh, it's Christmas? Oh, you're just going to get a bunch of gifts. There's substance behind everything we do. Whether that be volunteering time, whether that be walking on the right side of the road. No matter what it is, there's a reason for the things that we do. And if our children don't get practice in these things, what kind of adults are they going to become? So what am I saying to you, the listener? As you listen to this, as it drops, tomorrow is Halloween. If you're going to provide candy, provide a lesson. Allow them to speak to you. If you need to social distance, still have them come to the door. Like, let ask them what their costume is. Ask them how much candy they have. Ask them what their favorite is and what they're really looking forward to. I'm asking you to ask them to engage so that we don't have a whole generation of people who don't know how to talk to each other face to face. Face to face. That's going to be a new term in a dictionary. We either have virtual learning or face-to-face learning. Unfortunately, our world is leaning towards a virtual world. And some of those things we used to do face-to-face, 5 years from now, you'll say, remember when we used to go to so-and-so's house? Remember when we used to trick-or-treat? I'm surprised people aren't just Venmoing people money so that they could go buy each other stuff. It's about the experience, not the result. We'll see you in the next episode.
Do you want to be the dad you wish you had? If so, go get my free book, Be the Dad You Wish You Had, at BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com. Inside, you'll find my most effective 40 tips to quickly and easily transform yourself into the ideal dad. Go to BeTheDadYouWishYouHad.com now and get it while it's free.